this week's episode. And my name is Eunice. Yes, I'm looking all northern today because I'm a northern lady. And thank God it's Friday. We'll be going to the Ariwa Club. I don't know where it is, but we're going to find it out today. You know what? I'm so excited anytime that I have to talk about movies because, hey, that's the only thing that keeps me pumped up. Yes, guys, but before we get right into the countdown, we would go on this short break, and when we get back, we'll be seeing the five trending YouTube movies for the month of July. Stay tuned. Welcome, guys. So, on our number five, before we get right into it, even though you're just joining in, this is the entertainment show where we talk about five trending movies on YouTube. And this time around, I'm super, super, super excited because most of the movies that I saw and I'm bringing to you are the movies that I have one of the Nigerian hunk, hottest caramel chocolate daddy featuring in almost all the movies. I don't know if this is his month. Was he born in the month of July? That's an assignment I should have done before coming here today to talk about our movies that we have trending. At number five, we have The Ex Before Forever. Years. The Ex Before Forever. I almost like this name. She didn't confuse you people. If she did confuse me at some point, yeah, it did confuse me at some point. But then when I was watching the movie, I'm like, it really is before forever. Because I mean, in my head, I'm like, is it they're going to be ex, but they are still going to be together? But hey, that's not to confuse you people. It's just the name for me. But the movie, the scripting, the casting, the props, the actors, like I said, the actors always does it for me, and they are really putting us here always all the time. So here's a movie where you can see how trust and loyalty is one thing that is overrated in a relationship. Sometimes we think money does it. Yes, money is really important in a relationship, but basic things about every relationship to stand and thrive is when there's trust, love, respect, loyalty, and communication. Other persons would do it the other way around. Maybe communication comes trust, then loyalty, and then love. But in this movie, you could see where a guy and his woman that they truly, truly, genuinely love themselves ended the relationship. And faith can be very, very funny. Because why is my ex that I've not seen in years since we broke up is now my next door neighbor? And the lady's like, what are you doing here? Are you ladies, we can be very, very dramatic. I'm not a drama queen, but sometimes I can be because I'm a lady. Ladies can be very dramatic. Now, the biggest contract that she had to sign, guess who was in charge of it? The same ex. And she's like, okay, are you following me? Like, why are you chasing me? Did they send you to me? And this innocent guy didn't even know what was happening because he knew she was in banking. So how come she's into event planning in Nigeria? You just have to have multiple source of income for you to live the life that you really want to live. If not, they will know your secret. Now, this is the switch, and in the movie, you'll see where a younger brother decides to be lord over his older sister. I don't know why men are like that. Even when they're younger, they just want to be lord over their female siblings because they feel like they are the men. I need to be the protector of you, like, uncle, if I want to even keep you as a protector, can you really, 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 really protect me? Because I'm your older sister. I should be doing the protection and not the other way around. She can't make decisions without him saying, no, this decision is bad, or no, you can't take this decision or make this decision because I haven't approved of it. Now, what if you find out that the reason why your relationship to the man you genuinely loved ended not because he was really cheating on you, but because your younger brother framed your man up? Yes, he did frame her man up. That's her younger brother framed her man up just because he was getting all the attention from her man, and he, as a brother, was dumped one side. Come on now, you could do better. Let me not spill all the tea. In this movie, The Ex Before Forever, we have cast such as Nadia Buhari, we have Uzo Aroke, we have Yemisi Kola, and we have Tony Meze and Paul Ma. At number 5, The Ex Before Forever. At number 5, we have After a Night in July. It seems to me like love can be misjudged, and leaving out vital information from the one person you should share it with, which is your partner, is so sad. After 3 years of being kidnapped, and then you came back to the life of your man. So let me go like this. Yeah, she was an actress who had a man who adored her, loved her, respects her, was everything you can ever ask for from a man. And she has a best friend that had no envy, no bad blood, no jealousy. It's rare to find such friendship. But on this fateful day, she had to go for a gig. You know, the actor's life. She had to go for a gig and she was kidnapped. And she was gone for 3 whole years. Now, it was assumed, because they believed that she was dead. From the information they got, they believed that she was dead. Come on now, sis. He had to move on with his life. But even me at some point, I was like, even if you had to move on with your life, is her best friend the best option? Aren't you guys thinking that what are the chances of she coming back? What is it going to be like? I'm not here to judge, but now she's back and her man went to the hospital where she was on admission a day. She came back a day to the wedding of her best friend and her man. And they were so in love because this brother actually knew how to treat a woman right. They were so in love. Imagine how you're going to find it hard to trust a man who, once he gets drunk, loses his good sense of reasoning. And another thing is, he feels like because he has the money, he can do whatever and buy whoever he wants. Now, this is a lady who went out a night before her wedding, got drunk, and then met with a guy who was also drunk, and they found themselves in a hotel room. And news got to the fiance's ear that, hey, your girl is in the hotel room with another man. He got there, saw his fiancée, confirmed it, ended the engagement. Now, that one night stand, which was a fling, produced something. Yes. She went and said, guy, I'm pregnant for you. What do we do about it? Brother is like, I'm not ready to be a father. Normal, typical men talk. I'm not ready to be a father. You need to take the child back to. She said, I haven't been with any other man aside you. And even with my ex, who was my fiancé, we were celebrating. So how do you think somebody else is responsible for my pregnancy if not you? Now he decided, okay, fine, let's get married. And then you see a sweet guy. When he got married, he became the good and responsible husband, a good and responsible father. He decided to cut off the whole lifestyle of excessive spending, drinking, and whatnot. But one night he went out after an argument with this woman who really didn't understand because she was a woman who does everything for herself. And she's wondering why a man just comes into her life and wants to take full charge. This is the life every woman is looking for. But most women who are really, really used to doing things for themselves, especially those who have been accused just unjustly, like, okay, fine, it's because you sleep around. That's why you're able to get men to do what you want. And she really didn't want such a name for herself. She got pregnant, had a child for her man, and they got married. He gave her the life, the money. But one thing is, she would never let him have her account number. Whatever she needs, she goes with his card, buy and send him a breakdown of everything. And it's like, I am your husband. I have the money and it's for you to spend. What's your problem? Plus, he was used to a girl that anything she wants, she just gets. She doesn't care how much it's worth. Oh well, because he had the money. Now he's complaining that that girl was like too excessive or too materialistic. And now you have a woman who's an economist who helps you to mice and save your money, and you're still complaining. What do men really want? In this movie, we have cast such as Uche Montana, Eso DK, we have Perpetua Uwa DK, we have Adiemi, Happy Bird, that's my girl, and also Tony Mez at After a Night in July at number 4. At number we have The Secret of 15th July. Yes, you heard me. They've been married for 5 years, no child, and the women are like the ones who are really, really concerned about not having a child in marriage. And I honestly totally understand, because the pressure is more on you as a woman. They keep saying, oh, you've done series of abortions, that's why you cannot afford to have children now that you're married, or you lived a life, or you're a witch, or you've eaten your children, or this mother-in-law. Sometimes you people should zurokwanike now. It's not that deep. Sometimes why won't you even think that even your sons can be impotent? Why? Can't you even think that way? Why is it always the woman's fault? Now, she's like, okay, fine. Since my husband is really not taking this issue seriously, maybe I could talk to my neighbor who has two set of twins, who have a set of twins who are so cute, and why not? Maybe he could help me, lay with me, and then we could have children. But then he's going to be out of the picture because those children are going to be pinned on my husband. In the process of trying to do that, the husband traveled, actually giving them the space. And that night they almost got caught because her husband came back and the man was still in her bed. That's her neighbor. Meanwhile, the neighbor's wife is like, if I ever see these small Lagos girls with my husband, I'm going to kill them. I'm going to do that. Not knowing that she's even worse than the devil himself. I'm telling you, she is worse than the devil himself. Now, the neighbor has assisted his female neighbor who doesn't have a child. And then months into doing all of that, bedroom affairs, there was no pregnancy. That's where there was a big question. How come I have a set of twins, but I can't get another woman pregnant? Should I say the cat was not let out of the bag? Or should I ask you to go and see the movie at number 3, The Secret of 15th July? We have cast such as Dizzy the Great, we have Pearl Watts, we have Vivian Kaima, we have Trinity Ugomabo, and also Anthony Uwahiro. At number 3, The Secret of 15th July. At number 2, we have Forever with Number Days. Well, the movie, the movie names, it's when you start watching, you now start seeing why this movie was actually named or titled like this. Yes. Now, what would you do if your best friend, who has been kidnapped and died, so to say, 3 years ago, finally came back from the dead, and you, as her best friend, is about to get married to the love of her life, and you're pregnant for him? Now, it's sad that their relationship before she got kidnapped and assumed dead was perfect. So anytime, any day, he's going to choose that woman over any other woman. But he wasn't such an irresponsible man. He decided, fine, you're pregnant, we keep the pregnancy, but I'm going to go back to my girl who has been gone for 3 years. She's back at the hospital and her best friend didn't show up. Because they're actors, she believed, okay, maybe she's on a movie cast or a movie scene rather, and maybe that's why she's not here, because that was the lie that was sold to her. She decided, fine, since Muhammad won't go to the mountain is going to go to Muhammad. She decided to show up at the door of her best friend. And she's like, I'm angry with you, but you know, they really missed each other. They did the thing, they cut up on gist and like trending things. Who used your kidnapping as a trend to blow or clout chasing, you know? But now the best friend of her husband kept on saying, or her man rather, kept on saying, why not tell your woman what happened for the last 3 years that she wasn't here? But it's a really difficult thing to discuss. But sometimes I would always say the truth is better said than using lies to make one feel good about themselves. Honestly. Now she's finding out that her best friend is pregnant and she's so excited. Who is this man? I would like to meet him. My sister is your man. Oh, how would you be able to meet him? You invited her over to dinner and they were having a conversation. And she's like, why are you not telling the guys that you're pregnant? You know, it's a small circle of 4 friends. Why are you not telling the guys that you're pregnant? She's pregnant. And she's like, okay, who's this man? Who's this man? Let's talk about him. And the table was called as a mortuary when she found out that the man who's responsible for her best friend's pregnancy is actually her man. What is the story behind it? Why wasn't she told when she came back? Now she pretended, okay, fine, I'm cutting off my best friend, but I'm going to stick with my man and we're going to get married because that was the plan before I went missing. And in my head, I'm like, women, we are funny. Oh. You're leaving your best friend for the mistake that they both made. Wow. In the movie, we have cast such as Deyemi Okonlawo, we have Teniola Aladase, we have Bolaji Ogunmola, and also Akim Ogara at number 2 of Forever with Number Days. Check that out. Go to the star of the moment. Let's go on the short break, and when we get back, drum rolls for number 1. Welcome, guys, at number 1, drum rolls, held in his hands. This movie left me asking myself, how else am I going to serve God and not question him when the prayers I am praying for are not answered? We know that God's plans for us are of good and not of evil, to give us an expected end. But him by himself has given us the mind to always desire for more. Because number 1, you are not married, you are crying. Now you are married, there's no child, there's a problem. These are faithful believers, well and deeply rooted in the church, married for 5 years, and there's no fruit of the womb. And God finally decided to give them that which they've prayed for 5 years. Now, the thing here is, she took a test, left the test strip hidden, went out for a dinner hangout with her friends, her family friends, she and her husband, obviously, came back and she's like, okay, I'm going to check it to see if it is positive or negative. But before she could do that, there was a blood stain and her husband is like, oh, your month is here or your flow is here. And she gave up. Eventually, the husband got to find the strip and saw that she was pregnant, and they were so excited. Now they decided to take another test because she had seen her monthly due that month, which they did, and it was another positive strip that came back that took them off. And they went, shared with their family, friends. They were so excited. Now she's having a bath, and then she got to find out that something about her bosom feels weird. And she's like, let me check. She checked. They went to the hospital. You know when they say, I'm sorry. I think maybe because I understood the whole thing now, or understand the whole thing now, that's why I'm able to laugh. Because when I was watching this movie, I'm like, God, please forgive me, but what do you really want from us? They like, did you really, you created our heart with flesh and not with iron? Because some of us cannot bear half of the things that come upon us. Because after 5 years of marriage, I've struggled with that, no child. Now I'm pregnant, and now I have cancer. Cancer? Daddy, how? She gave up on the fact that, on the whole idea that there was even a God. Because if there's a God, why would you let this thing happen to me? I'm too good for all of this. Why? She started to question God, his existence, his love, his promises. And she's like, you know what? I'm done. When a Christian gets to that point of, I am done, it is terrible. Because how can you even be done when he who created us isn't done with us yet? I feel like, oh my God, forgive me. I'm going to keep saying this. But God is, are you guys sure God is not a female? Because why is he so petty? Because why is he doing these things? It's just for him to have his glory at the end of the day. His ways are not our ways. Let me not just preach. Let me not just preach. At number one, held in his hands, we have cats such as Onye Alex, we have Chike Daniels, we have Prince Nwafo, we have Ekene Andrews, and Jessica Tess. At number one, held in his hands. And for me to draw the curtains on the entertainment show, I'm so excited anytime that I have to talk about movies. And like I said, YouTube, Nollywood movies, Netflix movies, movies in the movie box, on cinemas. You guys are doing the amazing job and putting Africa area on the map of movie. I am so excited to be a Nigerian. To kill a monkey made me one. That's a joke. That's a joke. This is where I draw the curtains. My name still remains Eunice Laddie, and this is the entertainment show where we do 5 YouTube movies. Now, signing out. See you on our next episode. For now.